All right, welcome to the discussion segment of the Good Morning Anambra right here on ABS Television this beautiful Thursday morning. Still in the euphoria of the Easter celebration and all that. All right, on today's edition of the discussion segment on the Good Morning Anambra, we're having this very important discussion, INEC and Electoral Trust, the implication of suspending vote revalidation. All right, and also we have with us a very, I won't say popular face, but of course he's a very constant face when we talk about things related to elections and all that. Talking about Nonso Rakwe, he is the executive director of Catch the Young Community Initiative, also known as Katikoi. So myself and IJ will be discussing the topic with him. INEC and Electoral Trust, the implication of suspending voter revalidation. A new development. All right, while we're talking about this, remember a couple of weeks ago, the INEC reported that there are plans to actually begin revalidating the INEC register, whereby people will need to go through the pain of, going to the various INEC, will I say, post of various INEC, offices to have to reapply, get yourself registered and all that. They communicated that one of the reasons was basically to, clear the, the portal of the INEC of those who may have died and, will I say, voters who's just to basically rejig the INEC portal and a whole lot of things about that, but there have been reactions, and very recently they came out to say, oh, we are not going to go ahead with that anymore. There are other means we can actually do this and all that, and there have been reactions from netizens, there have been reactions from Nigerians, there have been reactions from civil society groups, some of them saying that they were not empowered by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to actually revalidate. However, they were encouraged to continue the voter registration and other things aside revalidation. And probably this was one of the reasons why the INEC actually stopped this. But of course, we're going to continue this discussion and, look in depth at this discussion with Nonso Rakwe, who I told you earlier is the executive director of the Catch the Young Community Initiative, Katikoi.
So you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, IJ. Thank you, Bina. It's good to also be in your midst again. Well done. And today is actually my 10th year of anniversary in marriage.
Wow, you married for 10 years.
Up to 10 years?
Yes.
Congratulations.
So what would be your advice if you're married?
Did you come with cake? Anniversary cake?
No, that will be later now. And I went on one wedding, So my advice...
But you married in the morning. So the celebration should have been...
Of course, it's in the morning always. So advice there is just keep pushing. It's not easy. Keep pushing. You have the odds, you have the success, you have the ugly, you have the beautiful things around it. Let's keep pushing our respective marriages and then ask God for grace for sustainability. So thank you.
Very important. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
And happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Okay, just recently we saw the how the INEC came up to say that they are going to review permanent voters card. Is it not the name?
PVC.
PVC. So, and some people started asking questions. So what is the permanency in it if you are going to revalidate it or review it or whatever terminology that you use? Let's start from there.
Okay, so when something is permanent, it does not mean that when it's permanent, it is permanent, right?
You got it, you've gotten it.
Yes, it is. When it's permanent. But at some point, there are people who keyed into the permanence of a particular process. And at some point, those people may not be existing anymore. So it will call for adjusting them because it will cause either what will I call it? It will cause maybe it will at some point the data in which they are captured may become porous, right? I needed to know who is in and who is out. So when something is permanent, it's not always like it's permanent. Someone can, no life is permanent, right? Sometimes somebody exists and others continue living. So that is why when you say permanent, permanent is that it's permanent for you to cast your vote, but it's not permanent when you continue, when you die.
I can't cast my vote if I'm dead now. So let's be realistic about this. If the person is dead, he doesn't come for
so it does not come, but the the data will still be reading such person. There will be, just like a civil service.
As long as you don't vote, you are irrelevant to election.
No, but it will, when a publication is made, your name is still appearing. So there is need for us to remove those names who are no longer participating and then allow those who are participating.
Is it what they wanted to do?
Even in the civil service, right? When someone passed away, the person will be removed from the data in the civil service, stop paying and all of that. So I think when something is permanent, it is permanent. But then there are some adjustments when it has to do with death. You exit the person from the data so that the living can continue.
All right, let's look at some of the bone of contention of some Nigerians. You know, talking about, of course, we know that INEC is empowered by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, because if it was not actually empowered by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we wouldn't have it. It was empowered by the 3rd Schedule, Part 1, Paragraph 15, stating the INEC function, which does not include revalidation. In fact, it was basically encouraged to arrange and conduct the registration of persons qualified to vote, as well as prepare, maintain, and revise register of voters for the purpose of any election under the Constitution of the Republic of Nigeria. So revalidation was not stated, you know. And if you go to at least the Electoral Act of 2022, from section 9 to 12, you see the functions there, but it was not, given the power. They were not taxed with, revalidation. So do you think this is one of the reasons why INEC, bowed out, or at the last minute to say, oh, we are not going ahead with it anymore?
So when it comes to when it comes to legitimacy of an institution, it's always good to look back and see your backup from the law, right? I think one of it is the yearning of the stakeholders in Nigeria. The yearning of the stakeholders, I mean the civil society. Of course, Nigeria, we have law, but nobody follows the law. It doesn't stop them from even saying we must. We must. And nothing will happen. Because once you have presidential backup, anything can happen. So, but I think the yearnings of civil societies and youth groups and name them, we are actually the actors, we are heard, because there are things you do, and considering the time frame, the time you want to achieve this, and also achieve continuous voter registration, those things also came into play, right? So I think the revalidation seized by INEC is because, one, the legitimacy, it was not backed by the law, right? Because anybody can go to court with it. Then two is the yearnings and the shouts of Nigerians, especially the young people, civil societies and all of that.
All right, let's also...
Okay, let's look at the topic of the day properly. INEC and Electoral Trust. With what has happened with this revalidation, perhaps but what they did looks like they wanted to test the waters to find out what would be the reaction of the people, and they reacted positively. That affected them, that made them say, okay, we are holding this on. But then there are other things that people started talking about INEC. But it does appear that INEC is working for the executive, it's working for the president. Okay, otherwise, there are some court decisions, some court rulings that you present to INEC. INEC will tell you that they are studying it. But just the same day that court ruled against ADC, David Marcus, the chairman of his name was removed by INEC automatically. So you start wondering now, is INEC working for the people or working for the presidency? Working for a group of people? Where is that trust? How can we trust you? And not just that, they have just brought out some list that this is the number of people they have registered in this state and this state and that. And then some people are saying that it has started that this is votes they are portioning to different states pending election. So that tomorrow when they alter it, and they will say, but we told you that we have registered this number of people in that particular state. So how can we rebuild trust? Because it does appear Nigerians don't trust INEC.
So, for instance, the INEC moving about voter revalidation it's not just administrative decision. You know, it has political backup, which tends to, you know, develop or add to the value of the electoral system, right? But at some point, people begin to ask questions. At some point, it gets hard. What is that sour? Just like you said. You see, the credibility of elections also boils down to INEC processes in achieving that credibility. Once the credibility or the process of getting that credibility begins to, you know, rigmarole, people tend to distrust the process. So as it is now, people are not trusting the process because the INEC has failed to openly prepare the people for the process in which they have laid out, right? And that has been our challenge with the electoral umpire, right from time. Inability to open up, tell people how prepared you are in any given election. Now, we have barely less than 1 year to the election.
10 months.
Right? And you are coming up with revalidation. Revalidation is not something you just do, just like that and it ends. No, if you do it that way, if you rush it, you will disenfranchise so many people from participating. So at this point, people were not expecting revalidation. People were expecting, how prepared are you? Logistically, you know, logistically, yeah, the ad hoc staff, how prepared are you? By now, the ad hoc staffs should have gone into training for us not to experience what we experienced in 2023, because most of them could not even use the beavers. I was the one who was direct. I was not there in the training. Some of them could not even fill the form. I was the one who asked them, who were, you know, directing them on what to do and what not to do. Some of them doesn't know the form is the 828
or which?
Most of them doesn't know that. Reason, because the people that were trained was not the people that were sent to the field.
Why?
Who knows best?
But that's what they say, trust that we are saying.
The INEC should answer that. So what I'm saying in essence,
you train some group of people and then you send someone.
What I'm saying in essence is this: it is what is happening now is totally, pissing the people off. In fact, as of yesterday or day before yesterday, people were protesting. A particular political party were protesting in Abuja at INEC headquarters. Right? Show us. We want to see how credible you are. We want to see how credible. In fact, it seems that the umpire now and umpire before is not the same. The umpire before tempts to be better than the one we are having now.
At least they were talking to us. Felix Okoye is always there talking.
So the credibility,
we have not heard anything from them.
So the credibility of this election lies on the communication and openness of the umpire.
Okay, and then let's also look at the voters, Nigerian citizens. Okay, with what is playing out now, how will you assess their participation in the electoral process come 2027? We know we have witnessed a lot of voter apathy, but that of the 2023 was just excellent. I don't think we had too much of that 2023 because people came out to vote. Because why? They had a target that this is the person we want to make a president. I'm talking about the presidential election. And then a lot of them got disappointed because they felt their votes did not count. Now, one governor was urging them to go. No, if you don't come out to vote, you are giving these people express winning, APC express winning. Come out and vote. So what do you think is going to be the mindset of Nigerians, the voters themselves, when it comes to 2027 election, regarding what is going on with INEC?
Electoral trust to public confidence that elections are free, fair, credible in Nigeria. Currently, that perception, that orientation that people had currently is weak, right? So, and for that to be strengthened, the umpire needs to do a whole lot of work. In fact, I must give it to Mahmoud, the former leadership of the umpire, right? Because he motivated the people. People were, I was one of the persons that sensitized people on how prepared INEC were because we were engaged in that process.
You believe them?
I believe almost 95% of Nigerians believe that process, only to get to the 9 minutes. Right? Now, how can we go back to, to motivate this electorates to come out to vote? That is what I have established here earlier. Openness in the INEC. Because, trust me, with what is happening now, in fact, in the minds of the electorate, they are seeing it as if INEC does not even want to register, work or bring an ADC in the ballot paper. They don't want that. That's what the signal is.
Which one do they want?
Now, when you have this and people are seeing it, how then are you encouraging the process? How then are you telling the people that this process will be credible, this process will be fair, this process will be transparent? No, people are not seeing it that way. People are seeing it that they want to work for, just like we established, they want to work for the executive. And once that is done, they don't have any contribution in the coming elections. So it is very clear that there will be heavy apathy in 2023-27 elections. But if we start now, if the umpire starts now to sensitize people on how prepared they are, one of the sensitization is on the area of logistics. Two, on the IREF. Three, they need to practicalize it within the shortest time. Practical, I mean, is all states will be flooded by communications telling people how prepared they are, how the process will go, so that we can get at least some percentage of the voters that will participate in 2023 general election. If not, we are doomed in our democracy. So if you watch out the protest, it is not going well. The executives are on the house. I saw one Peter for Nigeria. Peter for Nigeria. The passion that young man is using to sensitize, to even fight for the democracy to survive in Nigeria. I've not seen it. Right? He's one of the persons that I've seen, and he's doing it selflessly.
You see that passion.
The passion. Without fear of favor. Right? So if these people, and yesterday I was watching him, he was saying Nigeria must be fixed. And he was very particular about the leadership of the country currently, APC, that they have not done well in their leadership. They want to kill democracy. And as it stands now, the young Nigerians said, no, our democracy must survive. So what am I trying to say? The umpire needs to do a whole lot to gain the electorate trust back. If not, there will be a quagmire, electoral quagmire in 2027.
All right, you were stating in the last election, you're stating one of the issues in this election is the fact that upcoming election is the fact that there seem to be little or no communication as to how things are going to happen and all that. But when we look at the 2023 elections, we saw, I think, Felix coming out to tell people, sensitizing people and all that, saying all sorts of things. And at the end of the day, there were questions asked and all that. And also very recently with the meeting, talking about the INEC chairman, Josh Amupiton, had a kind of meeting or conference or whatever with I think the NBC or thereabout, with media personalities in Abuja and all that. And one of the things he stated was that one of the most important phase of this upcoming election is misinformation. He didn't say it exactly, but I'm saying it, summarily. He was talking about the fact that some persons are likely going to take videos or pictures with their phones and misinform other people and all that. So let's also look at the fact that even if INEC makes efforts to, sensitize everybody, keeps talking and keep talking and sensitizing, are we sure they're going to do what they tell us that they are going to do?
So that will be a kind of a hallmark of transparency in Nigeria, if that happens. Because as it stands now, we have barely less than 1 year to this election. By now, jingles, jingles, radio programs like this, television programs like this should be ongoing. You send the national recs, to their respective states. Begin all this, begin sensitization. Begin to tell people how prepared. 2027 election is around the corner. Look at how prepared we are. Look at how things will go. Things like that. But if you fail to do that, that means your communication strategy plan has failed. If at all you have one. Right? So the earlier the better for them, because you can't tell me you brought a group of media for a program, you had a program with them, they had your voice, had whatever. Fine, that one is part of it. But then we have 36 states in the country. How then do you bring it down to the common man on the street?
But at least everybody knows elections are coming.
No, elections are coming. How is it coming? What are the rules? What are the new? Have they ever even talk about the new electoral law? How do we go about it? Civil societies are talking about. Maybe next time we'll begin to digest that new electoral law.
They are behaving like
people
that are already templates.
Who owns the people those information? It is INEC. INEC has to call the civil society, train them, nurture them. Then the civil society will swim into action. Call police, call all the stakeholders. Give everybody has a role to play. And you are sitting in Abuja and said you have done media engagement and you have done this, that. No. The communication plans, the strategy plans has not been completed. If this message by now has not gone to the communities, what is NOA doing? Have you had a serious commitment, engagement with them, so that this message will go down to the local government and to the wards?
Is there any message at all?
So what are we saying? So we are all here. The only thing we know is we come to television, we come to social media, we speak grammar,
just behaving.
We do whatever we want to do and think it's all okay. No, it's not okay. They have to strengthen their communication strategy.
It's very important. That's if they want to work for the people, because they're behaving like
you could remember one of the elections there.
No, we'll take a break. When we'll come back, we'll talk about that one. Now we'll take a break here. Please do stand by.
Welcome back to the discussion segment of the Good Morning Anambra right on ABC Television this morning. We're having the discussion, INEC and Electoral Trust, the implication of suspending vote, or rather voter revalidation. Myself and IJ, we've been, discussing this with Nonsora, who is the Executive Director at Catch Them Young Community Initiative, also known as Catechol. We've been having this discussion, that is, if you are just joining us, looking at how questions around trust of the INEC going into, the next election come January 2027, according to what is or what has been circulated very, recently, and all that. So we've been asking questions, trying to get answers, trying to get reactions from our guests, and we continue. All right, let us look at questions around alternatives and reforms. What are the what can we say are the practical alternatives that INEC can actually apply in cleaning the voter register without compulsory revalidation, and what other immediate steps can the INEC and the National Assembly take during the suspension period to strengthen electoral integrity?
First of all, is the first question was what process?
Yeah, the first question was what practical alternatives exist for them to,
Okay, I think it is very clear and simple. Bring stakeholders together. Let's know how you want to carry out that exercise.
The revalidation.
Yes. How do you want to what formed the revalidation? If it's actually what you are giving out. I believe in sometimes you need to do revalidation, update your data and your records, right? But it's not something you just come up. If it's backed by law, then if it's not, how do you go about it? So it must be a round table between the commission and also the stakeholders, who will say, look at this, who will also see reasons with you. Because had it was done properly, we would have had it. And people would have killed into it, right? If the people that are supposed to. So people are seeing it as a way to manipulate. Do you see it? As I'm talking to you.
Because of lack of trust.
Do you see it? Because of lack of trust.
No, nobody's trusting anybody
you see
again.
a criminal, before a criminal will tell you, I'm not saying INEC is criminal, but if you see a criminal,
before they shoot you through the screen.
So if you see a criminal, if you catch a criminal, before he will agree that what he did was wrong, you have to pass through some rigorous situation. And if at all he agreed, you will now say it's like this person wants to be a repentant fellow. But if that doesn't happen, you start seeing litigations. You're like, hey, let us kill him, let us take him to court and all of that. Now, to INEC, they knew these reactions will come up. And as the reaction is coming up, what are they taking from the reaction? Okay? Since people are seeing it as dubious, that's the language. We've had the meeting, virtual meetings with civil societies and all of that.
Perhaps that's why they suspended.
So people are seeing it as, as dubious. This is a dubious character. You want to rob Nigerian people? No, we cannot agree. And they are insisting that revalidation will not happen unless they have full detail. Even if it will happen, not now. The 2027 election must pass before this thing comes, so that it will start on time and also end on time. What I'm trying to say is this: it is important they go back to their drawing board. And there are so many things they can do. Election is, in fact, I'm seeing the umpire as not being prepared. Or they want to play on the script.
That's exactly where I want you to
written-
look
Or
at.
off the script.
Yes, it's a
They
written
already
script
have
that
a
was-
manuscript.
yes,
That this
that
is how they
to-
want this election
want
to go. So
they
all this your suggestion.
They just want to dramatize.
Yes, all this your suggestion will not count because they don't want to do anything that will
so
affect
if that happens, Nigerian people are saying no. If there is already script written, it will not.
So how long do you think your no can go?
No, it will go, because let me tell you something. There is something that happened in this electoral reform.
If they insist on doing it, what will you do?
Don't worry. Don't worry. I think something better. It will be harmful. It will be very painful. But it is for the good of Nigerians. I'm telling you. Because it has come to the brim. It wasn't like this before. People are not shouting. When things like this are being...
People are basically managing the situation.
Do you get it? But now they no longer manage it. Everybody is talking. Everybody is complaining. The hunger, what are we doing? Even the senators are shouting in their plenaries.
Yeah, but the hunger, they say that it's a weapon that they want to use to hold you down so that whatever they ask you to do, you do.
No. There are people who are tired of it, and I thank God that Nigerians are speaking up. It wasn't the way it was. So what I'm saying in essence is this. They should come out open to tell people what they are actually planning. If it is lack of capacity to man the umpire, then another person can come in.
They are saying that he came in late.
The fact is that the commission is not independent. That is one of the recommendations young people in Nigeria made to the Senate during this reform.
You know,
there should be
a high level of independence on the INEC.
Yes.
No, you know, when people say that,
they should unbundle INEC.
When people say that,
too much.
I think the problem starts with appointments. How can you, as a president, appoint somebody that is going to man an election you will participate in?
So that is one of the what I was about saying. We recommended that the appointment of INEC umpire chairman should be totally off from the president.
Because there's no way you will give the appointment and I will not compensate you with an election.
Didn't fly.
you know, the thing there is this, there may be some reservation about that, because probably yourself, if you're the president, you may want to have certain control of probably not control, but certain influence on, you know, major parastatals of the government. I don't know if you agree with me. For example,
commission is independent.
I'm coming, please. Now, when we look at the, will I say the 2015 elections or 2014-2015 elections, the one that brought in the APC for the first time. And so that one of the biggest issue the PDP government had then, under the leadership of His Excellency, the former Vice President of Nigeria, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, one of the issues he had then, and I feel he actually does regret that, is not having that high level of influence or control of the INEC. He had to let the INEC commission chairman, as then, I think Tahiru Jega, to you know, make certain decisions and all that, and this actually made him lose. And the APC, when they came in under Muhammadu Buhari, you know, who is then, may he so rest in peace, had a high level of influence on the election. So, do you think if you are a president or if a leader, you will actually let, because probably we are saying this from the aspect of, you know, probably average Nigerians, people who are watching or admiring those in power and all that. But do you think if you're a president or a governor, you will allow the INEC operate freely?
If I am, I will. If I am, I will. Just to make this country survive democracy challenges, right? Let me tell you something. If that wouldn't happen, why independence? Remove that word, independence, from the INEC, so that we know that
probably
it is executive
commission, election commission.
Probably
Executive
it's independent from other political parties.
Executive Electoral Commission. It will be better that way. So why it's this independence is that they are independent in taking decisions. All you need to be doing is to make sure that logistics and every other thing needed for that commission to work is supplied to them. Allow them to do the work. And that is why we recommended that the powers should be off president in selection.
Actually appoint.
Right?
The INEC commission.
Yes, to the stakeholders like MBA, what again? Maybe any Christian or whatever the stakeholders should.
Or you rise from ranks.
Do you get it? So
you're a deputy INEC chairman. This one. So the chairman goes. The next person in rank enters.
So it could be the commission. It could be commission, civil service, high whatever, hierarchy.
If you say appointment, influence will still come in.
Right?
Let them rise from ranks.
So far as I'm concerned, the INEC is not independent as we, and now it is very glaring that they want to kill our democracy.
Well, I don't think we're going to allow them to kill our democracy.
They want, but Nigerians are not taking it funny. They're not taking it lightly.
Okay, so let's look at the situation of things the way it is now.
In every election, if the umpire is partisan, watch my word, if the umpire is partisan, that country will suffer a serious quagmire in their democracy and the electoral process.
I think that's what we are suffering now. Let's look at the upcoming election based on what is playing out now. At the end of the day, I don't know which political party or the other will be in the ballot papers. Judging from what's going on, PDP has been stifled, LP, ADC, every strong opposition that comes up to challenge APC is down. So who are going to be in the ballot papers? And if that happens, what do you expect that is going to be the outcome of this election, 2027 election, when people are not given the opportunity to express themselves, to vote who they want, but are cornered somehow to accept what is on ground as a leadership? What do you expect that will happen in this country?
For me, I cannot answer that question, who and who will be in the ballot paper. It is only INEC that can answer that question. And trust me, if you call them to come here to tell the Nigerians or tell the Anambra on the Southeast how prepared they are, they will not come. Yes, I experienced that during governorship election. We called them, even the rec here. She did not come. She didn't come. She will tell you, I'm not coming.
Oh, she was clear.
Yes,
so probably due to logistics.
I'm not coming.
Logistics are coming from office to this place.
Which logistics? But if you want to enter other offices, logistics will not play out.
Wow. So why do you think she refused to come?
Best known to her. So not once, not twice. So what I'm saying in essence, that question, I wouldn't know who they want to bring on board. But at the end of the day, they want those opposition political parties. In fact, they have killed them.
They have killed them.
Then they want the minor ones. Don't be surprised that you will see the major political parties dead, but the minor ones, they will just implant somebody who is also a supporter of what's it called? Who is also the supporter of the ruling party to come out from a minor party.
That's what they're doing now.
Just to make it look
like an election.
So
most people that are in ADC now, LP, even PDP, are working for AP. Excuse me, I'm coming. They have been accused of working for APC. That they are most. You have them in LP, you have them in PDP, you have them even in ADC. Otherwise, if people that say they're coming for a coalition, you have a very strong and popular candidate that can beat anybody in an election anytime, any day, and all of you are coming in your drones to say that we are going to do primaries. And if at the end of the day that the person fails primaries, and because maybe you have this and that, to sort, and then an unpopular candidate comes up, is it not a sabotage? It is. Okay, but that's not where I'm going. Where I'm going is in a situation where you have about 31 governors in the country that are in your political party. and you are still stifling the other opposition political parties. What are you afraid of?
So don't neglect the power of the people. Don't neglect it. No matter how smart you feel you can play. That's why I'm telling you, I said something about we are going. Let's see. The people, the masses, the people, we don't neglect it. When democracy said government of the people, what would they say? Why wouldn't they say people for the government? No, it is government of the people. So a time will come when people, it's now. People are sensing it. People are in fact, they are done with it. They want to react naturally without being pushed. So what I'm saying in essence is, leave. What happened in Ghana, say?
What happened? You may want to tell us.
So what happened in Ghana that made their democracy to be strong is to have what we call revolution.
It's revolution.
They had it, and Ghana, I can beat my chest and say, Ghana is far, far, far better than Nigeria when it comes to election. They came the other day to learn from our electoral system.
Applied it.
They applied it. It's working for them.
But you that have it is not working for you. You that have the system that somebody came to learn from, it's not working for you.
Mine is just, they should allow a level playground. Let the people choose their leaders. Once this is done, Nigeria will start getting it better. That's just mine.
Thank you very much. Let's go, Bina.
Let's look at. We are going already. I would have lots of questions to ask, but thank you very much, Noso Akwe, for joining us today's edition of the discussion segment of the Good Morning Anambra right on ABS Television. And of course, we'll have lots of other programs waiting for you. We've got the Catch the Bus coming next, and after that, the Akoko at 10, and then we'll bring you the Sports Splash. Diana, I saw Diana before I came in, so lots of stories to share with you in the world of sports and all that. All right, so this is much we can give you on today's edition of the discussion segment of the Good Morning Anambra. Well, we discussed INEC and Electoral Trust, the implication of suspending the voter revalidation. Well, we had Nonso Rakwe, who is the Executive Director of Catch the Young Community Initiative, also known as Category, joining us in the studio to discuss this very salient topic this morning. Thank you, Nonso, for coming around.
Thank you, but before I leave, electoral credibility is not just about technical accuracy, but about public confidence. Let the umpire begin to think about the public confidence in the umpire, in our electoral system. Without this, we cannot really get it better. I pray for a better country. I pray for a better election coming up 2023. And also, I'm not giving up on our democracy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, this time by now for Catch the Bus.